Hey everybody, let me know. Let's do the drill. Can you hear, see me all right? And we'll get started. Today we're going to be talking about how to promote older videos. So you put all this time and effort into videos, and then what do? We just let them sit there and hang out and never use them again. So today I want to walk you through a couple things that you can do to promote older videos. Volume is a bit low. Okay, I can turn this up a little bit. Let me know if that helped. I can also turn up this volume a little bit. Let me know if the volume went up a bit. I changed my volume a little bit, so if you can hear, let me know. So I want to talk to you today about how to promote older videos. Like I said, we put in so much work when it comes to creating videos, and then once we post it, what do we do with them? We just let them sit there. So I'm going to go through 5 things, and I have a bonus one. So if you stick around to the end, I got a bonus tip for you as well. And like Andrew said, there is a form for you to submit questions. So I will be doing questions as soon as I'm done going through these 5. I want to kind of get through this first so I don't lose track and I don't miss telling you all something. And then I will jump into the questions. I also will be bouncing back and forth from video to screen share, so you can see some examples on how I promote my videos. So I have a YouTube channel. It is called Tips with Trena, and I really focus on helping business owners use video to grow their business. And as a business owner myself, and a mom and a wife, and wearing all the hats in my business, I have to use my videos effectively. So even though one is published, I need to use that in as many places as possible to fill out my content calendar. And so one of the things that I do is, if the video's up there and I need new content for that week, but I just didn't have time to shoot a video, is I will create a brand new playlist, and I will create a pin to put on Pinterest and promote it through Pinterest. Now, I don't do like promoted pins on Pinterest, but what I do is I will do a blog post or an email newsletter about the topic. So if it's like how to get started on YouTube, I'm gonna pull 3 of my older videos that I think should have done better and put them into a 3 video playlist. And the reason why I'm putting them into 3 videos is I want to make it really consumable and bingeable for people, especially if I'm putting it on Pinterest. So I will then create a pin, which I'll show you what those look like here in a second, and I will put on the pin video series. Okay, so the pin will have a play button, which I'll show you here in a second, and it'll say video series. So then people will click on that pin and go to that entire playlist. So that gets me some views on 3 potential videos that I would not have been getting views on before. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm gonna click over here and show you my Pinterest. So for every single video that I make, I create specific pins. And you will see right here what some of these look like. You will see that you can see the thumbnail graphic, that there's a play button. We also have ones that just have text on them. And what I'm loving about Pinterest recently, guys, is they're pushing more and more video. And so we've been testing it out a little bit. I want to go down here and show you a video. You can see right here, this video right here is playing within Pinterest. And Pinterest only allows you to do 1-minute clips. So you can then link the rest of this video to your YouTube video. Like I said, this is something new that we are playing with here on my team. But again, I just do something like this right here, video series, video training, and they click on that and they're taken right over to my YouTube channel. Okay, so that's one of the ways that I am using Pinterest to get views to older videos instead of having to create new content. So have you guys tried Pinterest before, or is Pinterest new to your idea? I see Ike Rott has never considered Pinterest. Yeah, what's great about Pinterest is that it's a search engine too. So as long as you know your audience is on there, my audience is female business owners, so I know my audience is over there. It's definitely worth my time. Not only is it my top traffic source to my website, I think it brings me over like 65% of traffic to my website. It's also my leading external traffic source to my YouTube videos too, because you see I have all of those. And one little added bonus about Pinterest is that you can create as many pins as you want for one video so that those pins are cycling through the Pinterest world. So we generally have about 3 pins that we create for one video so that they're all out there and they're grabbing people's attention, and it's a lot easier to create a new graphic than it is to create a new video. So that's one of the ways. One of the other ways, as a business owner, we've got to be on all the platforms. If you feel the struggle to have to be on every single platform, one of the best places to use or repurpose your video content as well to get more views onto an older video is on Instagram. So let's say one of my videos, let's say I did a video on using Pinterest for YouTube, and I was like, man, I thought we could get a lot more views on that. So a couple weeks down the road, I might decide, oh, I'm going to talk about Pinterest on my Instagram stories or on my Instagram feed. I'm going to do a little caption about the power of Pinterest and YouTube and how they can work together. And then that's going to have a call to action for people on my Instagram to go over to my YouTube channel. I also could do a Instagram TV. And what's been great about Instagram TV, I'll show you guys real quick what I've been doing for IGTV is I will just take my phone, super simple like this, because IGTV likes horizontal, the up and down, and I will just look into the camera, give a quick hook and a brief overview of what the video is about, and tell them that they can watch the full video with the link in the description, because I'm going to show you real quick that IGTV allows you to have a link in it. So if you're talking about why your video is so awesome and why they could go watch it, they can click directly from IGTV over to your YouTube video. And with IGTV, I keep the video editing minimal. I'll just do a one-shot 2.5-minute video to send people over there. So let me show you what that's been looking like for my content strategy. So this is my my Instagram feed, and so today we talked about my new video that's been out for a couple minutes here. We talked about my new video, and so in this call to action, it should say link in bio to watch it. And here's a little secret tip for you. If you have a website, create a page on your website where you're going to send people. And what I have right here is my TrenaLittle.com Instagram page. And when they come here, they're instantly taken to my recent YouTube video. So they can click on this YouTube video, and I have a couple other resources for them too. And they can also click on this to subscribe. So if you're a business and you have a couple different things that you want to promote, this is a great way to do it. You just want to have a page on your website that has these buttons that link to it. And so then when it comes to IGTV, or wait, let's rewind a minute. So if you don't have all of those things and you just want to send them to your YouTube video, every time you post a new YouTube video, or if you're talking about an old YouTube video, you can just add that link right here. Now, what I'm loving with IGTV, which we have just been playing with recently, is when you click on this, and if they're watching it in the actual app, I'm showing you on desktop right now, but if they're watching in the actual app, what's great is this is clickable. Now on the feed, these links are not clickable in the feed, but they are clickable in IGTV. And you can add this IGTV video into your Instagram stories to make it a swipe up. So you can add IGTV in your stories, then you can swipe up, they can come here, read this, and easily get to your YouTube video. This is just a bit.ly link for us. We're tracking traffic because you want to make sure whatever efforts that you are doing are actually working. And so we are doing a bit.ly link and tracking like our key performance indicators to make sure the effort we put into these videos and social media strategy actually works. So yeah, Lilytree, clickable links on IGTV is fantastic. So let's say you put a video out last month and you're like, I wish I would have got more views. Talk about it on your IGTV. Tell them to go watch that, and you can start getting more views over there. Okay? So we talked about Pinterest. We talked about Instagram. Now I want to tell you I have a newsletter. And if you don't have a newsletter, I'm going to suggest as a business owner that you should probably start a newsletter. Even if you just have a YouTube channel, a newsletter, an email list is going to be great because not everybody's getting your notifications on YouTube. And so by you sending an email out to them and reminding them, hey, my brand new video is out, here's why you need to go watch it and click on it, that's going to help you get views as well. But let's say, again, you wished this older video would have got more views. So you're going to talk about that topic in your email or newsletter that you send out. And I'm going to show you what that looks like for me. So if we click over here, what my newsletters look like, this is one that I sent out today. And so you can't add, I use ConvertKit. And you can't embed a video here, but what I do is this is clickable right here. So they could click on this and I tell them to watch today's video. This is clickable as well. So I tell them, like, they can just click right on here and they're instantly taken over to the YouTube video. And so that's one way to come up with content to start driving more traffic back to your website, back to your video, especially if it was a video you had expected to get more views on and you just don't have time to create new content. You can repurpose that older content. Okay, so anybody's mind's changed? We got 3 ways now: Pinterest, Instagram, and an email. Now the next couple things that I want to jump into real quick, but before that, I forgot I had one more. A 4th way that you can promote older videos is if you know you're shooting some content, end screens. And end screens are so key right now on YouTube, because if you can get your click-through rates up on your end screens, YouTube is going to recognize you as creating bingeable content. You want people to kind of Netflix style binge your content. And by adding end screens and having a call to action at the end of your video to click that end screen, it's going to increase that end screen click-through rate. So what I do at the end of every single video, I actually have my videos scripted out. And so when I get through my 3 pieces of content or whatever I'm sharing, and then while I'm scripting, I'm thinking about, if this viewer is watching this video, what older video that maybe is not getting as many views could I recommend to them? So when I finish up doing that content, so if I'm talking about how I create a content plan, then I go through that last step and I say, now if you want to see my workflow for how I create YouTube videos, make sure you click the video that's on your screen right now, because that's going to walk you through my exact video creation workflow. Make sure you click on that video and I will see you in that next video. Something like that. I'm just, going off the cusp here. That's going to help you increase your end screen click-through rates. That's going to give them a clear call to action on what to do. And you're telling them exactly how to click on that video, and what they're going to get. That is going to be, such a huge opportunity for you to start sending traffic to older videos that you had wished got more videos, more views, okay? So we got 4. We got Pinterest, Instagram, email, and also an end screen. Now this last one, I don't want you to touch any videos that are currently getting views. Once you go into this last step, this could affect the way your video is performing. So you will only do this if this video is kind of like petered out and it's not getting you any more views. So if it's not getting you any more views and it's not performing for you, you can go in and change the thumbnail. You could also change the title as well. And then you could also update that description box content. And what you really want to look at is that first line, making sure that it's grabbing people's attention, that you maybe put better keywords in it. Maybe you need to write out a full paragraph in there with some keywords just to get some more traffic back to that video. Sorry, I got my notes down here just so I can make sure I don't miss anything for you guys. So you just want to do that only if the video isn't performing for you. So I've had a client that has gone in and decided the videos weren't performing enough for them, and so they went in and changed all the thumbnails and titles, and the videos tanked because they were already performing for them. So you only want to do this if the videos aren't performing for you anymore. Okay, so Then once you do that, you'll want to wait about 3 months before you make any more changes again on that video. You need to give it time for Google to catch up with it, for YouTube to catch up with it, to kind of recategorize it with that new title and thumbnail and description box content. So once you do make it, I wouldn't change it after about 3 months. Give it 3 months to really do its job, and then you can check back on that. So now your bonus tip is to go back into those videos and add cards. So you can start adding cards in places where your audience retention is dropping off. I suggest putting a card about 5 seconds prior to that drop off in your audience retention graph. Because you want to catch people before they actually leave your video. So you can add cards even in your most recent videos where the audience retention is dropping off as well to help you get more views on those older videos. Okay, so just to run through those 5 again is using Pinterest, using Instagram, sending a newsletter or an email, end screens, which is my favorite, and also updating the title and thumbnail and description box. Sorry, and then your bonus one was using cards. So I'm gonna see if y'all have any questions. Let me know what questions you have. So my question is, my channel is very old and I have more than 20,000 subscribers. Well, that's great. But my new videos are not being viral, neither getting good views. I think my subscribers not getting my new video notifications. So that could be a reason why you could start creating an email newsletter. You could also take a look. I would first take a look at your click-through rate. So how are your thumbnails and your titles causing people to click? Compare that to your older ones if it has that data, and see if maybe your thumbnails and your titles just aren't enticing people to click anymore. And then I would also take a look at your audience retention and start to see, where are people leaving your videos? Are they sticking around? Are they dropping off in the very first 5 seconds? Just take a look at the click-through rate and also your audience retention to help you see why maybe those videos just aren't working out for you right now. How can I get more views on an older video that I just love? Well, I gave you 5 ways why, so I hope that helps you. Would you liven up videos that were presented to the wrong audience when they were released? Would you liven up? So you just want to make sure what you're pitching in your title, in your thumbnail, just kind of marries up and matches with what you're talking about in your video. You want to make sure your first 5 seconds of your video really connect with that title and that thumbnail, or it's going to cause you a huge drop off in audience retention. If your intro, like your hook, and your thumbnail and title don't work together, because people are going to click on it because of the title and the thumbnail. So you just need to revalidate to them in that first 5 seconds that that's what they're actually going to learn. How many times a week should you upload? So again, that's how it's going to fit into your schedule and what kind of results you want. Right now, I personally am posting once a week. I've done twice a week. I've done 3 times a week. I've done once a week. And for me, my posting is once a week. But what you should do is be consistent. So if you are going to post once a week, post same day, same time, and make sure your audience knows. So I've been posting on Wednesdays, every single Wednesday for probably 2 years. And so my audience knows every Wednesday there is a new video on my channel. Now, I have personally messed around with the time a little bit, but I stay consistent with Wednesdays. And so if you want to post weekly, you need to just be consistent. Once a week on my personal channel, Andrew says, and twice a week on TubeBuddy, and once 3 times a week on his gaming channel. See, it's different for every single person, but the key is being consistent so your audience knows when to keep coming back. If your audience knows every single Wednesday to come back, they will. It's just like, on Sundays, Game of Thrones was new, so you came back every single Sunday to watch Game of Thrones. It's just kind of getting your audience trained to know when you're posting. Any more questions, you guys? Andrew popped that in there, that questions document. If you want me to ask a couple more questions, I'm totally up for it. I haven't got it. I answered all the ones that were submitted And if you've got more, let me know. I'm checking the comments too. I can see the comments as well. There, Andrew posted it again. So last call for questions. I saw some of you were really blown about Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I think it's such a great tool that if your audience is there, you can really get a lot of traction. And I love Instagram, but I hate the amount of work you think needs to go into it. And so I've really been focusing on, using my YouTube videos in as many places as possible and taking the content that I create for YouTube, but molding it and recording it for other places. And so I've just been, chopping it up and reformatting it for places like Facebook and Instagram. And one thing that I do love about Pinterest, because I've been doing Pinterest for a long time, is you can schedule pins. And so you're going to become more of, Pinterest has an algorithm just like every other social platform. And so the more you pin, the more valuable you look to them, just like with YouTube. And so I have a tool called Tailwind where I schedule 10 pins a day to go live. And I'm scheduling my pins to go live. I'm scheduling other people's pins to go live. So just so you're aware, there is some strategy behind Pinterest, but it's a great place to get started and start messing around. What's easier about Pinterest, though, is you can create these pin graph templates. So we have 4 templates, and then all we have to do is change the text and the stock photo to create pins. So we can create a month's worth of pins, which is 3 times 4, which is 12. We can create 12 pins in less than a half an hour and get those going out on Pinterest to drive more traffic to my YouTube channel or my website. Also, I've tracked share your views with TubeBuddy Share Tracker. Absolutely. And you can see where people are sharing them. You can see through that if your audience is on Reddit, or if your audience is on Pinterest, or if your audience is sharing to Facebook. And that's really going to help you determine, what platform you should be sharing your content on once you understand where your audience is really at. The title and the thumbnail are correct. How would I update the information? So Dr. Sten, it may be title and thumbnail, and I would have to look at that that particular video. I can't really dive into why exactly it was in the wrong audience. Again, that's a little more detailed. That's not something I could answer just from that question. Andrew's on Pinterest, so y'all should be on Pinterest because Andrew's on Pinterest, right? Some of my older videos have a few views, but they've done in lower resolution. Is it worth trying to update them with HD thumbnails, or will that be counterproductive to my channel? So, I'm sorry guys, I got an itchy nose. So I would suggest, if you have the time, maybe just reshooting those videos, redoing them at a higher resolution, maybe also looking at those older videos and seeing how your audience retention was so you can make those videos better. I know a lot of times we think, oh, well, we already did that video, but I can tell you I've done the same video topic multiple times. It's just sharing it in a different way and making it better for your audience. So JR, I actually would suggest you just kind of start with a brand new video. More questions. How to get views in the beginning. So you just want to be consistent. If you have any social platforms, start sharing there. You also want to make sure that your titles and your thumbnails are going to get people to click. I know sometimes we just want to stuff keywords in our titles, but we need to remember we're creating content for humans, and so that title has got to entice a human to click on it. If we just shove keywords in there for robots, it's just not going to really make people want to click on it. They want to clearly understand what the value is going to be if they click on that video and watch it. So if you're just getting started, I would really focus on spending time on those thumbnails and titles, because you could be creating the best content in the world and it could be on this film studio directed by Steven Spielberg, but if nobody clicks on it, it doesn't matter how good your content is. So the thumbnail and the title is the very first place I would start with. So my question is, my one video went 200K, went on on 1K and mostly under 1K. What should I do to attract views, and how much time YouTube takes to review my channel? It's been a long time they didn't review it. So I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. You can reach out to YouTube support. My one video went 200K other or on 1K and mostly under 1K. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that question is. If you could maybe resubmit it. I'm just not sure what you mean in that question. I'm assuming you're asking for YouTube partner program. Yeah, I have no idea where that is. Okay, any more last minute questions? Sorry, I get sucked into the comments and then I forget that I'm on live. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask if you got any more questions. We are going to wrap this up. I hope you guys had some great places to figure out how to reuse videos. I know how disheartening it can be to create these videos and, not get views. So try a different strategy, If you keep banging your head on a wall and you don't try something different, you're still going to be banging your head on a wall. So maybe try Pinterest, or maybe try Instagram. Maybe try a different style of video, or maybe try a different style of thumbnail to make a change. I know I am always making changes on my YouTube videos. I will look at my analytics for a month before I shoot my next batch of content, and I'll see, what can I change? What do I want to test? Is there something that I think might be working, but I want to change that? But the key here is to not change everything all at once, because then you won't know what actually worked. You want to change one thing at a time. So if you want to see how to increase your click-through rates, you don't just want to change your title and your thumbnail, because then you won't know if it's your thumbnail that caused your click-through rate to get up or if it was your title. So I would continue to stick to the same style of title, but maybe change a different style of thumbnail. And then once you test maybe 4 or 5 new videos with the new thumbnail and you see, okay, it didn't really make a difference, then maybe it's your title. So then you want to go back to your original style of thumbnail and start playing around with different versions of your title. That way you can clearly define how to, what's going to work, what's improving your click-through rate. Or like Dr. Sten said, just get TubeBuddy Legend. Exactly, you can just go there. Double check for, we're not getting any more questions. What about in the comments? I do not pay to promote on Pinterest. I have never paid on Pinterest at all. I've had a friend work with me on Pinterest and we've talked about doing promoted pins, but we haven't. And last month we had over 800,000 monthly impressions just on my Pinterest page. And that's without paid promotion. I am using the Logitech C920. And I have a ring light and a not a shadow box, but the box light thingy. And then I have a window over here where the sun is about to blast me, and I'm probably about 10 and 15 minutes. Any more? Keep them. You can hurt your channel by removing, as it removes comments and videos too. I don't know what we're talking about there. A softbox. Yes, Andrew, that's right. I can never come up with that. I know umbrella light, but I can never come up with a softbox. Does impressions on Instagram count for anything? So, impressions on Instagram just kind of tells you how many people are looking at your content. That can give you an idea, if the Instagram algorithm likes you. You guys, every single platform has an algorithm, and you have to play to what they want. And what they want is good content, whether it's here on YouTube, whether it's on Pinterest, whether it's on Instagram. The platforms just want good content that people like. And so when it comes down to it, it's just good content. You just have to create good content if you want to see growth on any of those platforms. A good click-through rate, it's kind of hard to throw a number out there, because every channel, every niche, every level of subscribers that you have, it's going to be a different click-through rate. So what I suggest is always trying to beat your last click-through rate. So just be in competition with yourself to continue to make your click-through rates better and better every time you publish. Okay. Should I do a pin for each video, or will a pin to just the channel work? So we do both. We pin from YouTube over to Pinterest, so like the little share buttons down below. But because it's not like Pinterest optimized and Pinterest pretty, we also do those graphics, and we do about 3 graphics as well. And some of them link to my blog post, which is just a summary of my YouTube video. That gets people to my website to get to know more about me, to potentially hire me. And then the other ones go to my YouTube video as well. Do you have a video on how to make the top circles on Pinterest? The top circles? Sorry, I'm going to look at my computer here to see what you mean by top circles. I'm not sure what you mean by top circles. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by top circles. I've already posted my videos now. Change the thumbnail a day or 2 later. Are you saying that YouTube... So I would keep your thumbnails up there unless you're using something like TubeBuddy Legend. Just let your video, your YouTube thumbnail do its work for about a week and see how it does. Otherwise, you're not really gonna know, you're not gonna have enough data as to whether or not that thumbnail is actually working. So I wouldn't change your thumbnail every single day. Leave it up and get some data on it first before you decide to change it. When should we upgrade to Legend? Well, Andrew can absolutely tell you, but Legend has a lot of great things. For one, like Dr. Sten was saying, is thumbnail A/B testing. So I would say whenever you want to upgrade, totally upgrade. Or is it? So Instagram, yes, Dr. Sten. Instagram is the highlights. And so what you will do is you will have to post an Instagram story with that graphic. Then you can go to your highlights and add that as your little circle. And I don't have a video on that. I usually focus on YouTube content, but maybe I need to create a video on that Instagram idea, Dr. Sten. I was planning my content here earlier, so I was looking at my paper. All right, still no questions on the doc, so I'm going to be looking here in the comments. The community tab, what do users want to see? Yes, I love the community tab for polls and asking questions and getting feedback. I use the community tab to say, hey, I'm planning content. What do you want to hear from me? I like to kind of just show behind the scenes, like what my filming area looks like, because all you see right now is this little square. You don't see that my leftover lunch is on the floor and all of that. So I like to do kind of like behind the scenes with the community tab. I think it's great. I love it. I don't use it as often, so I schedule a lot of my content. So I can use a tool called Planoly to schedule my Instagram content, Tailwind to schedule my Pinterest content. YouTube doesn't have a planner for like the community tab, so sometimes I forget. But when I do post, I just like to get feedback from my community to see what kind of videos they're wanting to hear from me, and give them behind the scenes. Okay. I wonder why thumbnails are helpful. So we are visual people, and your thumbnails are basically, so David said, well, I wonder why thumbnails are helpful. It's because we're visual people, and the imagery is going to attract people first. And so having a thumbnail that's really going to grab people's attention, and then having that title that pitches the value, it's just what allows everything to work well together. Yeah, that's like what Andrew said. People see before clicking on the video. Would people prefer blogs over reviews? I don't know what you mean. I do. I take my YouTube video and I turn it into a blog post. So I have content all over the place. I have like a repurposing strategy for my content. So I'm using it on all the platforms technically, but we're doing it strategically. Okay, I think that's going to be it for now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me, tag me down in the comments, and I will be back here checking in, answering any questions. I also have a channel. I think Andrew linked it in the description as well if you want to check it out, see some of the things that I'm talking about. Again, I'm talking more about social video and also how to use it in a business. So if you want to pop over there, check it out. Thank you, Andrew and TubeBuddy, for having me today. And I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday. All right, you guys, bye.